Welcome back to Unbreakable, a mental health podcast with Jay Glazer. I'm your host, Jay Glazer, and our guest in here now for this week. And this dude is one of the baddest who's ever played in the NFL. And, you know, I like to tell people that me, for all the years that I've been in football and fighting, people say, well, Glazer's crazy. Well, that's a badge of honor in football and fighting. They just didn't know what kind of pain I was in. And I think that is probably the same for my guest over here. This guy was an amazing sack master. He absolutely terrorized opposing quarterbacks, but he had a lot of terror going on inside him as well. With that, I'm going to bring in the Hall of Famer Charles Haley. How you doing, my man?
Hey, what's up, Glazer? Hey,
How
man.
You doing?
Thank you for having me on, man. This is one of the things that I take a lot of honor in is talking about mental health and how it affected me not only as a player, but growing up as a kid, and how every day I have to live with it.
So, you know, like I said, people always said to me, oh, Glazer's crazy. But when I first came out with it, which is only a year and a half ago, I trained Mercedes Lewis for years in mixed martial arts. And he was the first one who called and said, man, I knew you're crazy. I didn't know what kind of pain you were in. What's that feel like? For you, and you were diagnosed with bipolar, was it 3 years after you're done playing?
No, I was diagnosed in '88. I think my ex-wife told me that I was a manic depressant. But you know, you have to look at the background. You know, growing up as a kid, I didn't have any friends, and then I went to college. They used to call me Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, and as a Black man, we're taught not to show our feelings.
Sure.
And so, you know, I didn't have anybody to talk to, because a man's supposed to be a man. He don't supposed to cry. He don't supposed to, show weaknesses. And I took that to heart, man. And I was never able to really tell someone what I was going through.
When were you finally able to?
Well, hey, I finally came out the closet, and like I had to go through a lot to get there, get to that point. I went through drug addiction, and then my ex-wife, man, she was there for me, and until I brought drugs into the house with little kids, and then she couldn't take no more, and so we ended up getting a divorce from that. But she stood by me, man. Without her, I would not have made it through the NFL, because the demons was driving me crazy. And she was a tough woman, and she kept me grounded and enough that I didn't explode and destroy everything that I was trying to build.
Well, what was the turning point for you where you were able to say, okay, you know what? This isn't a sign of weakness. I can talk about it and feel safe now. And it makes me a tougher dude to be able to talk about openly.
Well, it happened when I went to a dual diagnosis center, and then I got there and I saw me and a lot of people, and I realized that, yes, I do have a mental illness. And the moment that they got my medicine regulated in that center, my life changed. My mama told me that she beat Christ into me, but one day I was going to let him out. And in that room, I cried, man, because you know what? That pain, the anger, it was just coming out. And I didn't know how to deal with it, but thank God I was in a place of safety where everyone was dealing with either a mental illness or drug addiction, something going on. But when you look at your situation, I forgot that I was a man. I just realized I'm broken. I'm fucking broken. And how do you fill these cracks? I had blamed my mom and dad because they never. I need gratification, man, and I never got that from my parents. They never said I love you. And, I got a chance to really talk to them about this. And they, they were the first ones that helped me get some sanity back because, they told me, they said, son, we put food on the table, I was there for everything, but I needed those words. And then, you know what? My dad never talked. He calls me out of the blue all the time and say, son, I just wanted to let you know I was thinking about you and I love you.
That's cool.
And those words, man, my mom the same way, man. I just, it allowed me to open up and to be the man that I want to be the change that I want to see in others.
That's beautiful. I love that. Let me ask you this, because I kind of go back and forth on this, because I knew I needed my pain to step up in a cage, right, and fight people and train all the guys that I've trained with, and I needed it, right? I needed that kind of crazy, and I kind of look back now and I go, man, if I had to do all over again, would I have stayed in that kind of pain so I could use it to fuel me fighting wise? And I don't know the answer to that. What is your answer?
My answer is, bruh, I'm the Hulk. I'm always angry. So it didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? It was, I never knew how to be a friend because I never had friends. And now today, because of this life-changing moment, now I'm able to go to my teammates, the family and friends, and actually tell them what I regret. I don't say I'm sorry because that's what con artists do. They keep saying, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And then all your friends and family, they done heard that before. But I go back and try to be as detailed as I can about what I've done. And I ask them, don't listen to these words, watch my walk. I did a 360. Everything that was negative, all those people I got rid of. And that's the only way that you're going to find true freedom. Right. You have to do a 360. You have to get rid of all that shit. And all those people that was there with you going through it, guess what? They were enabling you. So why keep them around?
Tell me about your early days. Again, my depression, anxiety, and now I got ADD, depression, anxiety, bipolar, all that. It's my earliest childhood memory. I don't ever recall not waking up. And I can describe mine. Like my pain, when I wake up, and it's an everyday thing for me. I'm sure it is for you. But I feel like it this morning. I wake up like the sky's falling. Everybody hates me. Things are against me. I got to fight back against the world. And so I got to go through a whole bunch of stuff to get my head right, that it's not true. The universe loves me. It's not against me. My sky's not falling. The world doesn't hate me. How could you describe your pain as a young kid on?
Oh shit. Hey man, you know what? I was an introvert, man. I didn't talk to anybody. I stayed to myself. I just, you know what, man? I didn't want people to know there was a 5-6-year-old kid inside screaming for help. So I didn't want friends because then they'll realize something is wrong. Wow. I didn't want that help. I wanted to hide. I wanted to keep that secret. And I took that kid with me from high school to college and college into the NFL. And then I kept that same kid and destroyed my whole relationship with my family. And, the most important thing to me is family, whether it's my teammates or my biological family. And that destroyed me the most. That's for me, that was the biggest turning point in my life where I realized that I fucked up so bad. But then, like I said, when I got on my knees and God told me, get up. You're my son, and I got you. I found new strength that day in rehab. I found a strength that I didn't know I had. I was so fearful of leaving the dual diagnosis center. I was scared to leave because I never felt that good before in my life. I could never look out the window and see the trees. I just saw dirt. I saw a little bit. And I mean, my head cleared, the fog left, and I could understand the world. And today I understand my mood changes. So, when I feel like I'm going to depression, I'll go to a gas station or whatever, and I may pump somebody's gas. I may help somebody with that
Being of
grocery.
service. I love it.
I'll do something to get myself out of the funk,
Mm-hmm.
And so the thing that people need to fucking understand is find one reason to live. The thoughts of me hurting myself, that came a lot. But you know what? I found one thing to live for. I had 99 other things to live for, but I found one thing to live for. And that's my relationship with Jesus Christ. I cannot have a relationship if I'd harm myself. So that became my mantra. That's what I live for every day. And that's what I sacrifice for.
And I love what you said here too, because we say the same things, but in a little different words. Because you say you saw dirt outside. I call mine the gray. And then one of the things I wrote about in the book is one of the ways through the gray is to be of service to people. So you just said it. Same thing I did. You go to a gas station, you pump someone's gas. You help someone with groceries. I want people at home to really understand the power of this. The power of being of service helps you through that dirt. It helps you through that gray. And Charles, it's beautiful that you've seen that, man.
Yeah, you know what? People, they thanking me, going, "Oh, you so nice, you so blah." I'm going like, "You just don't know."
Right.
Hey, this is I'm doing this for me. I'm doing this for me because I have to do it. And I started a foundation to help kids with reading because I was reading 3 grade levels behind in college. So that's also another outlet for me to be able to go in and serve and serving kids. So I found ways to not go back into that pain area again. And that's my freedom.
Right.
My freedom is that I don't have to wake up thinking about my past. I wake up and think about my future. And that has been my key. That has been my battle call.
Have you been able to heal that little kid in you?
He's still there. He's still there. He's still roaming around. I can never get him to leave my head. He walks around there think he owns shit. But it's just hard to forgive some people, especially when I was growing up. It's hard for me to deal with my brothers. It's some dynamics that's in my head that's keep me from taking that step of forgiveness. I want people to forgive me, but I won't forgive others. And I don't, God is keep telling me to move my feet to let things go. But that kid still got his fist balled up and saying, fuck that. Fuck that.
He needs some healing.
Yeah.
And that's
hey, he still got his fist balled up. And,
right.
And he won't allow me. He won't allow me to let go of all the pain.
So I'll give you a little story that had helped me a little bit. It helped me a lot, incredibly. I go to Thailand. That's like my happy place. I train Muay Thai in the jungle. I meet with these monks out there. And I go last year and they asked me to describe myself. And it was just the worst. I'm a piece of shit. I'm this and that, all this stuff. They said, man, you're in a lot of pain. And they said, we want you to take the next 3 days and sit in your pain. I said, I sit in my pain every day. They said, no, you experience your pain every day. And they said to me, this goes to the little kid, Charles. They said, when you were growing up, did you refer to yourself as Jay? I said, no, I refer to myself as Jason. He said, all right, what we want you to do is sit in your pain and look at that little hurt little kid, little Jason. He's a little hurt. We just want you to hold his hand and show him some compassion because you never thought he had. And man, Charles, they said that to me, I started crying my eyes out. And it's trying to change me. So now I sit at night and I think about that little kid in all that pain. I literally just put my arm around him and tell him it's going to be okay. So I don't know if that resonates with you at all, man, but it was pretty healing for me.
I I go out in public, but 90% of my time is at home by myself.
Yeah.
I just I want to love, I want to trust, but that kid, and like I said, that kid is still there, man.
Yeah, you got to heal him, brother. You got to heal him.
I don't know how to heal
it.
him. I just know how to hide with him.
Mm.
And I do that very well at my own house and with my dogs,
Right. But maybe that's what I'm saying. Like, here's something like, hey, man, tonight, sit there. If you look at him, put your arm around him, love him up. It's a process. You know what I mean? But he deserves to get loved up. We all do, right? Yeah. So maybe that's a start for you.
Yeah. Yeah, that was some wisdom right there. So I'm going to try to use some of it.
Good. I like it.